welcome back to the little POPcast or whatever. So,
wow. Damn.
Hi, guys. Hi,
hello,
Scoop.
little POPcasters.
Hi, Scoop.
What
Hi,
up?
Speedy. What
Yeah.
up, Speedy?
We're little, Speedy. We're little.
What up to everybody on the comment section already?
Yes.
What up?
Yeah, what up?
All the early arrivals. We appreciate you.
Let's go.
How you guys doing? Happy Mother's Day.
Noni, happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to your mothers.
Yes.
And I
And
hope
my
you guys
wife.
told them that special they are, because you wouldn't be where you are without them. So I hope you showed them love and appreciation this morning.
Funny story is, I've been following because I've been trying to keep up to what's happening in the States, because I was trying to watch that Jill Scott and Erykah Badu versus. So I've been ahead of time. So I thought it was Mother's because, they are ahead of us in some states. So I called my mother yesterday saying Happy Mother's Day. Guys, it's today. I'll call her again today.
But that versus was dope though. Like, yo.
Damn, I didn't get to watch it.
Oh yeah, because it happened at like 1 a.m. It happened at like So I woke up, I set my alarm because I love the both of them. So for me, I was like, no matter what, I'm gonna get involved in this thing.
And how was it?
It was so dope, and I think they peaked the numbers as well. They got to about like 700,000 viewers at the same time. I think that was the highest that they got. So shout outs to the ladies, man. They obviously pulled in all the views. It was dope.
And the visuals are cool.
Jill Scott, especially Badu with the visuals, she's gonna come through hella. One thing I want to ask Noni is, in the promo, Jill Scott was singing Erykah's track and Erykah was singing Jill Scott's track. Did they do it like that in the verses as well, where they played each other's songs, or did they play their own songs?
No, they played their own songs. I think they just did that just for the throw forward, to basically be like, yo, this is we're sisters, but it's also a versus. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So I think it was just like kind of bigging each other up. I thought it was really dope. But it was also cool because they were playing like full songs. Erykah had a couple of like technical issues here and there, which kind of threw people off here. But I think overall people enjoyed it. It was really nice.
Did Jill Scott play the? Because you do know that she wrote the song for The Roots, which Erykah.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some songs I didn't catch because also it was in the middle of the night. So Nami so some songs I didn't catch, other songs I caught. But overall, I mean, the vibe was nice and people are still tweeting about it and they enjoyed it. So
I watched like in bits and pieces.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yo,
but
guys,
that they didn't save it.
And now we'll test this out. Now keep in mind
they don't save the verses.
Dude, they don't.
I
haven't seen them being saved.
No, I think they saved them on the TV
website.
I think they've done like a versus.tv. So I think they're trying to throw everybody.
Okay. Because Jill Scott also mentioned it was her first time going on live. And and she was just like, "Oh, it's not my thing." So now Mangs as lazy type 5,
Yeah.
Guys. Just because we're in lockdown doesn't mean if you're a person that makes music, you have to drop. You don't have to rush to drop. That's what I'm gonna say.
I saw your tweet. I saw your tweet.
What makes you say that, Speedy?
Yeah.
A lot of the drops are very lukewarm.
Okay.
Wait, be specific. A lot of the hip hop drops are very lukewarm.
Very, very lukewarm, man.
Who's dropped?
A lot of people.
So far, well, on Friday alone, outside of, obviously we had the big drop, which was AKA TV, but that was just an app. But from a music perspective, Questa dropped his Two-Scave, which was the 2 songs that he did. The one was Finesse featuring Ricky Rick, the other one Njandini. Big Hash also announced the drop, but he's only going to drop that later on in the month. Who else dropped on Friday? There was somebody else.
MT.
Joe Hasselberg also dropped on Friday.
Kamo, DJ Kamo, Frank, and Costa.
Yes, DJ Kamo with Nightmares also dropped on Friday. I saw Rouge's video also dropped this past week, One by One with AKA.
Radix.
Radix dropped his EP. DJ Radix dropped his EP.
EP.
And it was an EP. Yeah, he said it's an EP. Because there's a couple of songs. I think there's 10 songs on the EP, if I'm not mistaken.
That's an album, Radix. It's not an EP, man. Hey.
Can EP.
Yeah. In this day and age, guys, just dropping 10 songs is enough. It's an album, right? It's fine.
Mhm.
So Speedy, are you running away from conflict, which I do understand that you don't want to mention specifically who you think has a weak drop. I understand that, fam, 100%. And
You
I
know
think it's a
what?
wise decision.
I actually had this conversation in one of my WhatsApp groups this week, and we were chatting about how some streams are not actually as high as you would expect them to be with us being in lockdown. And I also mentioned, I was like, yeah, well, you must also understand that some people are consuming music differently. Like, I can speak personally for myself. I stream a lot of music when I'm in the car. So when I'm driving to work, driving to meetings, driving to gigs, if I'm going 4 hours away, whatever the case is, that's when I consume a lot of music. And because I'm at home, it's not in my habit for me to listen to music when I'm at home. So I'm not going to be bumping new songs that often when I'm chilling. So streams, I think, are also affected by people's habits. Some people stream when they're jogging. Some people stream when they're at the gym. You know what I mean? So those things have kind of been pulled down. So that's part, maybe could be a reason why streams are down. And I also feel as though people aren't also looking for a party song in this space. They're looking for music that they can relate to on an emotional capacity, as opposed to, so we can't say, hey, emcimbini, because we're not emcimbini, sekaya, so we can't make noise at home. You know what I mean? I want to feel my emotions. I want to get in touch with the song. I want something that's gonna, you know?
Nah, I feel you.
So that's why I think
a person that I think is going to do well with the releases, I mean, we're going to talk about this as we go on. We saw Focalistic said he did 2 million on all streaming platforms. We saw Big Hash saying that he went up to the 2.3 million with his mixtape. But I think a person that's really going to do well is Malum Cool Cat with Bloomington. When I was watching the Slicker on Live interview, he was explaining that it's an EP called Bloomington because it's about blooming, that he doesn't have numbers for the club. And blooming is about chilling, of course. He said it's more mid-tempo, more slowed down. And I think he's really going to do well with this, and people might get a chance to digest him real nice. Also coming off of the backs of what he did with Ricky, with that battle. I don't know what you guys think about it.
Yeah, I agree with you, especially even with you mentioning the likes of Focalistic, because if you listen to his EP, the music is not like turn-up music. The tracks are all just like chillers. Okay, he's rapping, but like it's also like vibe music. It's music you can play at a braai. It's music that you can play when you're chilling and you know having a drink by yourself in your patio. It's not let's turn up type music. So that's why he's probably getting the streams, because people are relating to the music.
Speedy, have you heard the Bloomington at all?
I haven't heard the EP. I only heard the one song that he did with Les.
Sure.
I haven't heard everything else, so I'm excited. I can't wait to.
22nd of May, guys. 22nd of May. VG, being at Universal, and I know that Malum Cool Cat has a relationship with Universal. Have you heard anything?
Yeah, I've heard.
Ooh, look at him being so quiet there.
Yo, I get the privilege. I ain't gonna show off, guys, you know, but I think like.
Oh, you got the VG pack?
You got the VG pack.
I got the VG pack. I got the VG pack.
I got the VG pack.
So it's what you said, Vele, with the whole Bloomington. It's wavy. It's dope. It's dope, you know.
Nice.
I like the joint that he played on the verses. That ooh yeah shoot. No.
Yes. That song was nice.
Ooh yeah, that song was you know. So,
even the one you did with Les, I still remember it, and I heard it a while ago. So you already know, like when it's catchy like that, you already know that it's
crazy.
Fire. And the one you did with Les, it's a mean one.
So,
and that's dope because it's like two different styles.
Yeah.
It's like the North with the KZN more.
Yeah.
And that's been so dope.
And that feature probably took about a year. And what I mean by that is, I guess like Les and Malum always had like respect because they know each other, maybe see each other at shows or whatever. But when we did Compass Comedian, Malum and I were like, we speak on the FaceTime all the time or whatever, you know? And the one day I was speaking on the FaceTime when I was at Les, and Les was like, we talking? I'm like, Malum. And he was like, yo, what up? When are you coming to the studio? And then they like exchanged numbers, and he started going to the studio, like just going there with Bride, chill, like drink, take it nice and easy. So like a year later, they recorded the music. You know, Malum is when he's recording the music, the reason he says it's 90K it's because it's either we really fuck with each other, or you're gonna pay me. That's and I get it. The energy with the song comes out right when you guys are chilling and you're actually friends.
But that's where I always feel like music that becomes a hit is because it was organic. The moment you feel, the moment you can hear a song was forced, that's when it's not really gonna do too well, you know?
Yes.
So that goes to always say to people. I always say, never chase a hit, guys. Like the moment got on that hit, you say, this is the formula. I'm gonna keep dropping hits. Good luck to you. Yeah. So Noni, you mentioned.
I was even telling Les. It even goes back to the thing of just dropping for the sake of dropping. I was telling him, because he wanted to also drop. He's got a fire album that's ready, and I was telling him, I was like, don't rush to drop it. Like, you worked so long on it. It's Hall of Fame thing as well. Like, don't rush just because you feel like it's got to come out, because your plans were to drop it around now. Things have changed, whatever. Don't rush it. Like, rather hold it, because he's got a fire album. I'm not gonna lie.
I think that's some great advice, Speedster. You know, and I also think you mentioned a great thing. Like, people just don't have to feel rushed to push, thinking that people are at home, they're gonna listen to the album. I think that's some really dope word, man. Shout outs.
Scoop, I'm sure the viewers are asking the same question. Upuzan lab.
Umhlonyane la. Umhlonyane, and I mixed it with tea. Umhlonyane is the root and the concoction that is being used by Madagascar to kill COVID-19. And surprisingly, it's being banned in the UK. And they're saying that if you are found with the plant, you're going to get fined. The president of Tanzania has also ordered it from Madagascar. And it's something that's been used by our great-grandparents and our grannies and our parents for years. And what it really does, it extracts mucus from your system. And that's very important, because mucus is where most of the diseases sit inside the body. That's why dairy products are bad for you, because they promote the generation of mucus, which then holds all these bacteria and sicknesses and viruses, and it infiltrates the body. So umhlonyane, that's what it's called in Xhosa. Just basically, you wake up and the phlegm just comes out and the mucus just comes out.
Wow.
So I'm drinking it now because it's winter. Our immune systems will be lower in winter. So you are more susceptible to not just the flu. So I'm making sure that I'm doubling up on everything, be it this or my diet.
Nice. I was going to say, during lockdown, everyone's getting like big. Well, I'm getting, if you look at my cheeks, I've gained weight. But you look like you're like not lost weight, but you still like
healthy.
It was a big thing for me to change my diet. So you guys probably know, because we've had burgers and I had to order the veggie burger. So 2 years ago, changed my diet, stopped the meat, stopped the dairy, stopped the sweets. And I have been skipping rope, doing like 30 push-ups here and there, doing some sit-ups. That's about it. I'm not a big gym freak. But because I was getting older and I wanted to work in the entertainment business a lot longer, I had to then watch what I was eating, because my body doesn't respond metabolically to the food the way it used to when I was younger. So I had to make sure that I take care of myself, you know.
Did Lisa get a hold of you? She asked me for your number.
She did. Thank you so much, my nigga.
Gotcha.
Yo, guys, I just want to bring you up to speed. Remember Kentari? I got the do-rag from the waiters. I actually asked for it when I used to go there. I'm like, yo, because I keep the archive of all the memories. So here's and then obviously MT blew up there, so I decided to just, you know.
Hey, we see you. Fuck. Shout outs, man. But just to get back into some of the drops also for this past week, also just want to give mad love to Shoma Josie. She won the Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Award, which is really dope, because I also think, I don't know who else she was actually nominated up against, but I think Shoma Josie definitely had a really dope year 2019, and she deserves it 1,000%. I also saw the GQ feature where they've been featuring a lot of like up and coming artists. Can you guys give me a little bit of a background as to what's going on? Because I've been seeing the pictures, but I don't understand what the thinking behind it is.
I don't know the thinking behind it, but I know that they always try, and they had a feature, Boys and Bucks was featured a couple of years ago, where they look at people in the entertainment space, young and upcoming guys, and then they have a fashion shoot with them. Obviously trying to relate the GQ magazine to the young market, because the people that are more into style and fashion is your young market, whereas GQ sometimes gets marginalized to your suit-wearing businessmen. So now it's them to trying to reach out to your Instagram kids that are into fashion. So Muzi was there, Costa Titch was there, Shane Eagle was there, amongst other entertainers.
Oh,
I
nice.
thought it was really dope. I just didn't understand what was happening, but thanks for the enlightenment. I thought it was really awesome to see the young guys featuring on such a iconic magazine, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, so we could also jump straight into the music business of things. We saw Moonchild was not exactly in good spirits this past weekend because she's quite frustrated at the fact that her song, she's featured on a single with Josiah Disciple and Jazzy Disciple. It's a piano song where she basically speaks about her body. She speaks about having thunder thighs. She speaks about basically embracing her body. And she feels as though South African radio stations have blocked her song being playlisted on those radio stations because of the content of the music or what she's saying in her verses. And she says, but how? Because when you guys play hip-hop music, hip-hop songs are derogatory and talking about girls with fat asses, girls with, I don't know, BBWs and things like that, that gets playlisted without even a question. But the moment she says something, the moment she says something, it's looked at as, oh no, she's explicit, oh no, it's disrespectful. I think it's a little bit of an exaggeration from the SA radio stations, because she has a bit of a point. If she's celebrating her body, why not play it?
Thunder thighs. I know that song. I used to hear it more.
So wait, did the song get banned?
I don't think it was banned. I just think
so. The song was not playlisted.
Oh. Yes, it just wasn't playlisted. So when you submit a song to a radio station, any artist would know this. At some point, sometimes you'll get feedback from the station, and they'll tell you this is why we didn't playlist it or whatever the case is.
I listened to the song, right? And I'm gonna be honest. It's aight. I don't think it's a smash for me personally. For me, I'm not the target market. Nah.
Hey,
no love. I'm not the target market. But in terms of Moonchild has never needed radio. I think when I always look her DNA, right? That's her DNA, and her DNA is always like internet driven. You understand? Everything that you see, she'll always trend. If she does something, she's trending. It's one of those little things. So for me, and I'm like, what? Don't cry. And it's one of those things where I feel like as artists, sometimes we have to think first before taking it to the internet, because she is an A-list artist for me, right? So I don't think she needed to venture out like that and say, yo, playlist my song, whatever. Because now, somewhere I look at it, I'm like, okay, what's happening here? Did they ban the song? Did they do whatever, And now, as you said that it was rejected, I went and listened to the song, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe also fitting of where we are with the climate right now. Maybe it's not a song that would work, right? As we were saying that with the party stuff from Timbini is not the stuff that we probably listen to right now, right? So maybe as the compilers as well, they're also thinking, how do we cater to our markets at home right now, to the people that are consuming the music?
I don't think that's the argument. I don't think that's.
Can I just interject in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay. We are not in a party mood right now, but it's radio, and the radio still plays party tracks. Secondly, even though it's not a good song to you, VG, there are many whack tracks that niggas make that get played on radio. Not every track that is played on radio is a banger.
Correct.
And when she was, and I think when she was crying, I think it got misplaced with her anger, and she's human, she's allowed to be angry, especially as a woman in South Africa, considering the discrimination and the ill treatment women go through here. I think she really wants to talk about the fact that women are being pushed to the side in the South African radio sphere, and they're not being catered for like men are. Masiyeke ingoma, whether it's dope or not. I just think that she wanted to pull and say those things. And whether it's a good song or not, there are many songs that aren't that great that get played from guys on radio. And yes, guys also are allowed to have such a huge license to speak misogynistically about women. And she wasn't even saying, and she has made very explicit songs, mind you, very explicit songs, and they've been played, you know, but here she is making a song about celebrating female bodies, and she's getting, I don't know what reasons she was told to not play the song, but I do feel her pain, and I do side with her and Cosmo saying that, look.
So, sorry, I'm gonna interject. So, I listened to the song, right? And obviously with radio and TV, right? That's why I always say, guys, not me, I never get hurt or banged up feelings about radio at all, because they have a certain policy that they have to follow, right? So imagine if your child was also listening to radio at that point in time. And she's correct. Yes, the hip hop people need to be banned. If ever pop that are playing on radio, they also need to be called out like, yo, you need to be banned. And it's happened a few times that, yes, radio stations do get fined, right? And if I had to hear that song as well, just saying, okay, impahla, ingaga, inkulu, nan, you know, yes, fine, women celebrate their bodies and whatever. You understand? I'm with that, without a doubt. But I do feel like some older people would probably complain to the radio station for hearing such a song.
But VG, we're in 2020. VG, we're also 2020.
Yes.
Well, I also feel like people need to remember that times have changed, and what you are basically defending right now, you're defending an old school thinking paradigm of music needs to be respectful, music needs to be 1, 2, 3, and like you said, and like we've mentioned, Scoop has just mentioned that she's released other songs which are way more explicit than this one.
Definitely.
And in this one, she's outright saying, "I'm celebrating my body. I'm celebrating the fact that I'm hot, and this guy likes me for my thunder thighs. This guy likes me for my 1, 2, 3." And she's saying, ladies need to appreciate the fact that they don't have to be skinny to be appreciated by men. That's
Do the lyrics say that? Do the lyrics say that?
That's the context of the song.
Okay, if the lyrics say that, then I support it.
Guys,
It's not what I heard. It's not what I heard. But if the lyrics say that, then I'm definitely, as I'm saying, I don't feel I would never be against whatever. I'm pro everything that as artists, whatever that's driven. But I do feel, and it's not old school thinking mentality. We know radio is an old school medium form of how people.
But it needs to change. Right? How is it going to change?
So now this goes back to as if someone older was listening, they will complain to the BCCA. You've probably, all of us have heard that ad. If you feel like this thing does not comply to BCC, what, it's fine.
Oh,
I think if that song was playing on a YFM, youth-driven radio station, then yes, it's fine. But if on Ukozi or the metros, I would think like, yeah, maybe there. You know what I mean? I've gotten a few times.
So maybe it's happening, and that's where I would lean to agree with you, VG, because maybe it's happening because, and I don't know, I'm just speculating. Maybe it's happening because someone complained to the BCCSA, because that's the only reason I could see it going down this route. I don't see them.
I don't think her message says that it was already playlisted and removed. I think her message was that it wasn't playlisted at all. And that was the reason that she received. Speedy, you had something to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to say shout out to Major Steve. Come to My Senses. Go check it out. It's doing really, really well. I think it's on like 25K views in 5 days or so. And yeah, just giving them a shout out. They, I remember the very first interview that I did with them when I was still on YFM. They're a little duo. They were still in high school at the time. So it's nice to see them 3, 4, 5 years later coming out with something really, really dope. So at Official Major Steez, and the song is called Come to My Senses.
Okay.
Oh, Speedy, show you off ramp when we were still on the M1.
I was about to say.
M1 talking about moonshine when you're like, off ramp.
I was about to say, but I'll pinpoint JR's tweets, and I think we should see it again. guys, no matter what, right? And I think this time is the important time to always put out the good music. And yes, the compilers need to know. And I'm also pro JR that good music and good artistry needs to be celebrated more. Let's not fight and stand for people because they are friends or for whatever. Do you understand? I think let's always say this is good, this is where it should stand, and that it should go that way, right? There are such songs where you know it's good, but they're not being played on radio. And I'm like, you don't need radio. Don't complain. All you gotta do is put it up on the internet.
But we all know how you feel about radio. G.
Yeah, but I'm even gonna say that to Sis Child as well, that you know what, I don't think she's ever needed radio. She is a big A-list artist.
But she has had a lot of radio airplay.
She has, definitely, because
And
what happens is because radio would pick up from what the streets are saying about is it Nine Walk or is it the other one about Midnight Staring, all the songs. They actually probably started off on the streets, then radio said, hey, let's jump on the trend, let's follow. Right? Maybe the same thing that needs to happen with this joint. But for me, as I was saying with Mina, I think the joint, it's aight, it's cool, you know, and for it not being playlisted, I understand maybe why certain radio stations don't playlist it, but maybe it's more youth-driven. Maybe the youth radio station should be playlisting it. But at the end of the day, guys, let's not all feel entitled to feel like we're playlisted.
I agree that Moonchild doesn't need radio. Moonchild is fucking filling up shows in America.
Yeah, she's the A-list artist. Yeah.
You know, so it's yeah.
Again, I don't think her argument was. So she basically was saying if she wants to make a song that celebrates the woman, the female body, she needs to be able to do that, because hip hop makes a lot of derogatory music, but it gets playlisted. So I don't think her fight is being on radio. Her fight is let's be equal. If you're gonna give me that as a reason, then you must use that reason for other people.
She's correct.
That's all she was arguing about.
And she's damn right correct, without a doubt. But,
exactly.
But I just want everyone in here, if you guys have listened to the song, I just want you to listen to the song and come back to this. That's all.
For sure.
Okay, we'll come back to it maybe next week.
We'll come back after the hiatus we're about to take off.
Man.
Speedy and his guests who keeps doing up and downs there. Anyway, so we also had a insert which we saw this past week that Scoop also posted on his Instagram in case you checked it out. Carte Blanche did a whole insert with regards to music being played on certain radio stations. Outside of that, whether the artists are actually getting paid, and now's the time for people to actually get that payment for their music rights. So Dave from the Kiffness did a whole research analysis, went to go and speak to the likes of SAMRO and SAMPRA about those payouts, and you can see that there's a lot of inconsistencies with regards to how they are paying out artists. Sometimes it's even the wrong artist is getting paid for another artist's work, which I thought was just bad admin management.
Crazy.
What the hell is happening?
That guy has no answers. The CEO,
I mean,
or just rectified. It's like, yes, you're rectified, but why is that happening? So like,
it shouldn't be happening in the first place. When an artist registers themselves with SAMRO, they register their ID number. An ID number alone, over and above their full name as publishing rights, you know what their artist or their performance name is, as well as their actual ID number, which will be put there for your SAMRO records. How are you allocating that music to the wrong artist?
And they're like, no, we'll just reimburse them. And it's like, bro, like,
yeah, he's saying we'll rectify it, or we found a problem, they must come to us and give us the proof, and then we'll rectify it. And then, his English also is a lot, eh? His English is a lot.
And he's cocky, bro. Cocky.
No, bro.
So I just found that a little bit offside with regards to that, because I was like, okay, but these are the bodies that we are entrusting with our music. I see, especially because right now on 5FM, we've been kind of told that whenever we submit a mix or I'm submitting brand new music, I need to give all information, publishing information of any new song that I am playing on, either on my shows or from the mixes. And it specifically mentions publisher, the ISRC code as well. They also request
it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of admin.
Filling in that PRS form takes you longer than it is to do the actual mix. They want author, publisher, fucking
But it's important information because it makes sure that the artist gets paid, because the information is submitted to say, here's the music that we played on the station. They submit it then through to SAMRO. SAMRO then needs to then publish it and send the information or pay the artist. And you find a lot of artists depend on SAMRO for their publishing. Because I'll see a lot of indies who say they don't have a publishing company, so they'll immediately then veto it to SAMRO. But if they're vetoing it to SAMRO, are they getting their money?
Yeah. As a person that works the SABC, like they are extremely strict right now with the PRS forms and the like very.
But I also think they got light under them while they basically got told that they needed to kind of clean up shop, because obviously the SABC was also highlighted in that clip about not paying royalties to SAMRO, and I think again another admin issue which wasn't fixed in the past, which they're now trying to rectify. Hence, Speedy and I have so much admin to do when we're putting our radio shows together. And it is a little too late, because obviously the music from years ago needed to kind of be paid for, but at least something's being done to fix it. My question is, where's the money going to come from if they're going to say, oh no, we'll rectify it? No, don't worry, we'll pay them.
Also, that thing also highlighted to me, and you know, someone has told me this years ago, Loazi, which does my PR at Sony, right? She told me this years ago, because I always call her, say, Loazi, how much is the song? Like, whenever I drop, I'm like, hey, how's the song doing? You know, like, we have that relation. And she always says, Speedster, get Radio Monitor. Pay every month and get Radio Monitor. And watching that Carte Blanche clip, the only thing I picked up from that was like, holy shit, Leseho, you really need to get Radio Monitor and understand. Because the guy, the Keepness, he went real white boy on them. He covered the research. He covered covered the facts, like the real white boy shit.
So it's important to subscribe to these things, because you can also monitor it. And then when you get your payouts and you say, oh, but you guys owe me more because I've done my homework.
You know that guy, what's his name again, sorry?
David Scott.
David Scott used my shop. Remember, my shop was in apartments. He used to live in there. So when I went to go,
wow,
crazy.
That's crazy.
That's whoa.
Speaking of radio monitoring, KO just made a video saying that he's appearing 5 times on the radio monitoring chart.
Yeah, KO
shouting out the radio stations for playing.
They've got Skanda World, Killer Combo doing well. They've got the one. He's got a Loki song. He's featured on Loki song, which is his artist.
Yes.
One of my Easy's one.
Navigator.
Navigates, and then now they did a sort of like a him, Jay something. They did it's like a COVID-19 kind of a song. KO is being played on the radio every single day.
Yeah. Shout out to him, man, because he's obviously like making sure that people still remember that he's out here. You know, the music. Yeah.